Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Vault of Cult with your host Chris.
And Mark, you alright guys?
Yeah, hope you're alright there in listening land.
Yeah. Are you alright?
I'm good, yeah, I'm good mate, I'm good, thanks for asking. So guys, welcome back to another, this is a Vault Viewings episode.
Yeah, a Vault Viewings episode.
Yeah, we hope you're enjoying them.
Also known as Tide You Over.
Tide you over a little bit, yeah, because we like a bit of variety as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, so as always, it's just stuff that we've watched recently.
Yeah,
stuff that
again guys, get in touch and let us know what you've been watching and what you think of the things you've been watching.
Please do. Or have you just been boring bastards and watching Love Island?
Oh,
yeah. No interest.
In the villa. That guy annoys me.
No.
Tonight in the villa.
Yeah. No interest. So write in if you've been watching something real.
Yeah, not Love Island stuff. Not Love Island.
Interested.
Yeah, please, not interested in that. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining us again. Get us on the email, get in contact with us.
Yeah, all the socials.
Oh yeah, we're on the socials, Instagrams at the Vault of Cult, thevaultofcult@gmail.com is our email. Get in touch, and again, just a bit of interaction with us.
And do you disagree? Do you disagree with some of the things? Because you're bound to have seen some of them, haven't you?
Yeah. Come on, engage, guys, engage. Yeah. So let's move on, Mark. First thing we are going to be discussing is something you've watched recently, which is...
I have, and it is this very girly one.
Okay.
But I have watched it. It's Cinderella. It was the Netflix. It was on Netflix. We're Netflix original, I guess.
Is it? Is it not a Disney Plus thing?
Oh fuck! It is a Disney Plus. Scrap that! It's not Netflix. It's not Netflix.
It's not
Disney.
Netflix. Disney Plus, that might, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's this Disney Plus exclusive.
Okay.
Netflix, and it's Camilla Cabello.
Is she a singist?
She is a singist. Singist Khan over it. Yes.
So is she then?
Yes, she is. She is a singer. I don't know what she's probably.
Which Cinderella musical? Yeah, kind of works.
Fine.
Does it?
No. Right, she ain't necessarily what don't work about it. So right out of the gate, guys, I've just got to say this film was detestable. I don't understand what the process is of how. What happened in the meeting? Were you all on drugs? What happened? Did someone die? And you can't, frame it. Everyone's in mourning. What happened? It's just the worst thing. Now, I love a musical, guys. I do actually love a musical.
Why?
I know, just, spend a few minutes gathering yourself from the shock. What? The gay likes a musical. Look, some stereotypes are true, guys.
Yeah, okay.
So,
yeah, just go there.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Someone has to watch. So, I like a musical, and this film comprehensively fails as a musical.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because in a musical, the songs have to appear for a reason, right?
Agreed.
Why are they singing, right? And the old thing is that when
heart.
Yeah, they've got a song in their heart and dancing in the shoes.
A song in their heart and a skip in the step.
Yeah. Shut up, you girl. Right. But the songs in a musical have to either be pushing the plot forward somehow, or telling you something about the character you didn't know, their internal whatevers, or because the emotion of it has got so heightened. Musicals are by their very nature melodramatic.
Yeah.
And the music has to ramp it up to such a point where just a piece of dialogue is no longer useful. They're literally having to sing their heart out about it. And this film comprehensively fails at that. The songs come out of nowhere with no relevance to what is going on. Nothing at all. And this is what you call a jukebox musical, which means they're just normal songs. There's Madonna's Material Girl in it, and there's other famous fucking songs, you know what I mean? I think that's the one that stuck out to me because it was the worst one. I can't quite remember all the others, but it's songs you know.
Right,
and
okay, so it's popular music instead of...
Every fucking 5 minutes as well. If you think of a successful musical, there'll be maybe 5 or 6 songs in it, and they'll all have a specific purpose. Hello, this is the world thing, you know... Like you think of the Lion King, fucking...
It's always the characterisation, then the sadness, and then the joy.
It's then your introduction to character song, and then your I want song. Why are we here? Like, think fucking Little Mermaid. Like, think the Little Mermaid. What does she want? She wants to be part of that world. What does Aladdin want? He wants to get... have a better life. What does Hercules want? He wants to be himself. You know what I mean? It's an I want. None of that. No, we're just going to sing a fucking pop song that you've all heard of. What has it got to do with anything on the fucking thing? And when they're singing, they're flat as well. I cannot believe that you would produce this thing and not, like, voice correct them in any way. All right, so he's done that. Or why don't you just do another take there, Camillo? Because with, you sort of... You're a bit flat there. Why? That was the take you went with, is it? Okay. Do you know what I mean? That's the take you went with, where she's flat as a fart.
I think maybe the popular
and
songs...
I'm not a musician, but I can hear when someone is flat. Why?
Ears don't lie, a bit like hips.
Why? Exactly. And I don't understand it. And the worst thing about it, the absolute worst thing about it, everyone knows the story of Cinderella. Now, they've tried to make this film, I suppose, a bit woke.
Okay.
Right? Maybe woke's not the right word, right?
In terms of changing the classic
Cinderella story. Now, it used to be that people don't like the fact that it's almost like change yourself to get a man, being the moral of the old Cinderella story. People don't like that nowadays. So what? They've changed it to arguably, in fact not arguably, definitely makes it kind of worse.
Go on.
Literally worse, right? Because Cinderella's want originally, she's not very deep or like quiet about it. She wants a bloke. You know what I mean? That's the want. Yeah, well, exactly. Like you and me both, Cindy love. Like you know what I mean? I'm so lonely.
Oh, yeah, it bleeds.
But right, she wants a bloke. Whereas this one, she doesn't want a bloke, right? And she doesn't want to get with the prince, and she says no. He asks her out while they're at the ball. He don't know who she is.
We're just like, oh.
So, and he asks her out. Well, actually, it's Cinderella. He asks her to marry her, but
off the bat.
Yeah, I know, but it's Cinderella. Like,
we'll go with it.
And she says no. But then,
how dare she?
Yeah, fine, all right. She said no, but you've changed the story now. So how are you going to, at the end, wrap it up where she still ends up with the prince?
So why did she say no?
Because she wants to go live her own life. She doesn't want to be no fucking token for no prince.
Okay, yeah. One of them, yeah.
Right? Fine, you've changed the story, fine. Possibly progressive, if you like that sort of thing. All right, which I do. Everyone does. But then they just think, oh, but it's Cinderella, so we've got to do a big old fucking 360 now, because she's got to end up with the fucking prince at the end. So she goes to start her own life, and she gets offered this thing by this other visiting royal person. It doesn't matter who it is, don't matter, no one cares. She gets offered a thing, and she decides, no, I'm not going to go, I'm going to stay with the bloke. So you've literally embedded the...
You've turned him down, but then you want to stay with him.
Give up your dreams to stay with a bloke, as opposed to what it used to be, her dream was literally to have a bloke, right? That's shallow, but it makes sense. Now, it's more problematic. You've essentially said, girls, give up your dreams. Get a man.
Yeah.
That's what's most important. And this is shown to little girls. Do you know what I mean? All right, slightly problematic, but at least at the beginning, Cinderella is quite open about the fact that I want an husband.
Yeah.
I want a husband.
Well.
And now it's, I don't want an husband. I want to follow my dreams, but I'll not bother.
That's the build-up, and then it's like, well, you just dropped
I'll just not bother. Brilliant. I'll just not bother.
Brilliant.
Fuck off, film. Like, I would just fuming about it. Fuck off, film. And, like, just shit music as well. Shit music, and you made a musical.
Well, again, I think they've used it. Like, I'm not seeing it, and I'm not interested in watching it. But I think because she's a pop star,
and she can sing. All the rest of the cast can't. Oh, except Minnie Driver. She's in it. Minnie Driver's in it.
Right,
you get Minnie Driver, famous for being in musicals. You get Minnie Driver in a film, and then don't let her sing. She ain't got a song. So what the point? What the fuck, film?
Didn't want to pay her.
Didn't want to pay her to sing. So why have her? Like, do you know what I mean? Why have her then? Oh, and Pierce Brosnan playing the king.
Who's he there?
Pierce Brosnan's got, and he gets to sing. Yeah, and he gets to sing, even though everyone knows because he were in Mamma Mia. The man can't sing.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was just it was awful, Chris. It was awful.
So Matt, what would you give this out of 10?
1.
Wow.
1. It exists.
Unfortunately.
I can't believe what you did with your own thing. Disney now own fucking all of Cinderella, and they have their own original fucking animated one, and they also own the Roger and Hammerstein one, the one that's, if you went to the West End to watch Cinderella, that would be the one that you watched, right? They've already got that.
But they want this one as well.
What is this for? Who is it for? Because I hope to God it's not for fucking little girls, because if it is, ban your kids from watching it. Because girls, do not just give up your dreams because you fancy the bloke. Do it because
you want to.
You want to, not just because you fancy the bloke and it'd be easy life then. Anyway, there we go. It annoyed me, did this film.
Really?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell.
So anyway, Chris, what have you been watching? What have you watched?
So recently? One of the things I watched recently is Sonic 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Sonic 2.
Right. Again.
Now I've not just right out there. I've not seen the first Sonic.
You're missing something.
But I know you've got a soft spot for it.
I have got a soft spot for Sonic the Hedgehog. I think it was a film that.
And I think a lot of people have said that it was surprisingly
it's better than
decent.
it's ever deserved to be, really.
Yeah,
it really is, and it's very family film.
Yeah,
but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and honest to God, anyone and Mark will
go on.
Agree with this that anyone who I spoke to who hasn't seen Sonic. Yeah. I say, watch it, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
You come out of it thinking, bit better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I think, though, to first one, everyone went in with probably, like, low expectations.
Yeah, and it made its money.
Yeah, exactly. So what did you think of this one, then?
Not
Sonic
as good.
2? Not as good?
No.
What did I say to you the other day? I think it were probably because the first one were just like fire in a bottle. Like, that's just happened unexpectedly.
Yeah, they definitely, like, obviously, unless you're fucking blind, you've obviously seen trailers for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And it obviously introduces a couple of big characters out of that universe.
Knuckles, isn't it?
Knuckles and Tails.
Oh, I like Tails.
Tails is pretty sweet in it, yeah. But the thing is, they seem to, in this, they've tried to make it bigger, but I don't know how, but it seems a little bit repetitive to me. Whereas there's a scene in the first one. How much can you do, really? No, this is what I think now.
Sonic,
we've seen it now.
Really fast.
We've seen it now. For me,
Sonic runs really fast. Knuckles pretty strong. Tails, it can fly.
Yeah. So obviously the characters are out of the games, and so the plot line is. At the end of the first one, Robotnik, they've managed to...
Do they call him Robotnik? Or
yeah, Eggman both. They call him Bob. And in this one, it's even more the symbol of the round and the moustache and stuff.
He's got the tash.
So he's got the tash. But he builds like a robot at like the last boss battle, you know what I mean? And it's like literally, it looks like it's out of the game where that design.
Nice,
I know, that's what... The touches are nice to reference the games. And again, it's probably more than it deserves. And they've just on this side of both of them really. The first one again, because it's like, we enjoyed that, and I like them little nods to the game universe. But obviously this one they've gone, the end of the last one, Tails, the teaser is Tails comes into it, and Robotnik's on this fucking... They've managed to put him through a portal, and he ends up on this mushroom planet. The plotline of this one is Knuckles is trying to find Sonic because... And it bills Knuckles as like the bad guy kind of thing.
Okay.
Robotnik is found by accident by Knuckles. He does a deal with Knuckles to say, I'm trying to find this hedgehog who's got this emerald gem. Again, bringing the gems into the game. And basically, Tails finds this out, and he's trying to comes into our world to try and find Sonic and let him know that someone's coming to try and get you, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they have a few fucking tear-ups, him and Knuckles and Sonic, and it turns out in the end they become friends just like in the game. They learn to work together, defeat Robotnik, and they've already announced that they're going to do a TV series of Knuckles and another Sonic film. But once you've seen the end of this one, I've seen it all.
It now.
They introduced Shadow.
Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog. I remember playing Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, he's introduced at the end of this one as well. So again, more characters out.
Sonic's dark alternate form.
Yeah. Oh, the really good thing about this one, though, he turns into Super Sonic. He turns gold.
Okay.
Super Sonic, which was, I thought, again, they've done it in a not over the top and in your face way, but there's just little nods. And again, maybe the first one, I enjoyed it. Didn't enjoy this one as much, but
it's like kind of, can you really blame it for not having a lot to say? It's Sonic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but again, the jokes, okay. Not tired, or not quickly getting tired, but I'm like, I've seen everything you can possibly do now.
I think, again, I haven't seen it, but I feel like what you're basically saying is that the first one very much was that fire in the bottle, where it's like, oh, it was surprisingly good, that, and they can't realistically ignite that fire
because it's not trying to be any. It's not got any big. Why I enjoyed the first one is because for me, it didn't have any big ideas. It wasn't trying to be anything smart or clever.
Yeah,
they just kept it basic with a couple of nods here and there, and again with Tails' introduction at the end, you're like, oh fucking hell! Even I was like, Tails, fuck off, come on!
No, I know.
Tails is coming. Excuse me. And then obviously introduction of Knuckles, which is a fan favourite character. You have your fan favourites, don't you? And I think it's nice that they've expanded the world a little bit. But again, how many times are you going to have a film where you defeat Robotnik and he comes back and you defeat him again and you introduce...
I know, but that's Sonic, isn't it?
I know, but it gets tired quick in terms of film.
Yeah, it's in film, you know what I mean?
And again, Jim Carrey's... I'm not a massive Jim Carrey fan. He's kind of took a backseat more recently, and he's done more dramatic films over the last 10, 15 years. Again, he's fine as Robotnik, and again, it's all these little nods to Eggman / Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
Go
on then. What would you give it out of 10?
This is going to sound a lot harsher than it means to be, but a 6.
Yeah, so just go good. Fine film.
Just
good
like,
film. Good film. I've enjoyed that. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was okay. So what have you been watching now, Mark? What else have you had a little dabble with?
This is a TV show, but I felt after I'd watched this that I needed to talk about it even just for a few moments, and I basically talked about it to everyone, and that was the Netflix teen drama, for lack of a better word, of Heartstopper.
Heartstopper. Now, this is the based on a graphic novel.
It is based on a graphic novel, and it's basically about two young lads. They're only about 15.
Yeah, in high school.
What I mean? One's a year 10, one's a year 11. Like, you know what I mean? So I imagine one's like late 15, and one turns 15 and in the show. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they're kids, but and they fall for each other, to these two lads, and it's just their little insular story in their little insular world of their school, and their interactions with their friends, and also their interactions with each other. And I was genuinely impressed as someone who grew up on that bus, if you know what I mean, as one of the gays.
The 53?
Yeah. I was genuinely impressed with how they depicted it, because
how they depicted a
teenage some person coming to terms with that, and also meeting someone and you really like them, especially the lad playing Nick, who's the ginger one, the slightly older one, the one who plays rugby.
I mean, because I have seen a few episodes. I did say this to you. I've seen like the last three.
It's so sweet how they do it, but he's so tentative. He don't really know what he's doing, and there's some lovely moments where he kind of just goes to hold his hand, like one of them's sort of asleep near him, and he wants to hold his hand, and there's these really good moments where they sort of like draw sparks coming off of his hand.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that, like love hearts and stuff.
Referencing the fact that it's a graphic novel that's very much like that. Everything's framed by love hearts and butterflies and like stuff like that. And it's just so sweet, their interaction, because one of them is clearly very timid. He's been hurt by bullies in the past, and the other one is so caring and sweet for each other, and it's refreshing to see, because in the gay community we don't get a lot of that. Yes, I'm going to get preachy now, but we don't get a lot of that.
I think you're right.
If there is a teen drama based on homosexuality, there will be heavy overtones of homophobia.
Yeah.
Right? And that's there in the thing. One of them, they do get into a bit of a scuffle with this lad for being homophobic, calls him a faggot or whatever, and the older one, like, hits him and gets into a fight with him over it. So it is there, and it's going to be there for all gay kids. It's always going to be there. But it's not hammered. It's not. It doesn't hammer away at that. And I'm like, oh, that's refreshing. Not one of them gets beaten to death. Not one of them, like, because they've, like, been with each other, you know, I mean, get, like...
I think as well, in
other ones, one of them will definitely catch a venereal disease of some
I think drugs and drink are heavily...
Usually, yeah. Like, if you compare this, I know they're much older in what it's depicting, but, like, there were a TV show a few years ago, It's a Sin. It's very opposite to that. This is sweet and good-natured, is this. And it kind of hints of, it's not always going to be easy, but if you rely on your friends and you rely on each other, and also realistically depicting that most adults aren't really bothered about it anymore. Like Nick tells his parents that he's bisexual. And his mother's really sweet. Olivia Colman, by the way. So they're fucking dished out for that. Yeah. She's only in about 2 scenes, but they'll have had to pay a few million for her.
100%.
Come on, Olivia.
BAFTA winner?
But apparently, a BAFTA winner. It's like, have you seen all these
in-joke.
Yeah.
It's an in-joke, that guy is.
Have you seen all these trophies? Get your checkbook.
Yeah.
But apparently, Olivia Colman took one look at the script and was just like, I'll be in it.
Yeah.
Because
you pay me.
Yeah, but pay me though. But yeah, sweet little thing. And to get, if you are gay or lesbian or bi or trans, there's someone there for you as well. The full gambit's there.
Well, this is it. I was just about to touch on that. You've obviously spoke about the central relationship in the show.
The central relationship,
but they have a circle of friends that kind of. No, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to pick holes in it, but I do have a few issues with the episodes I did see. But it does depict a trans person. It does depict lesbians.
I think it's. I mean, I always think to myself, like, gay people. If there is a criticism, it's like gay and lesbian and trans people don't just walk around trying to find all the other ones so that they can sit in this little insular group with each other. But it is sort of true in the sense that you do tend to sort of gravitate towards each other. So it is kind of true to life. But it does make you think, oh Christ, they've got the full gambit of them. Like there's all of us here. You know what I mean? The full rainbow is in this show.
Yeah.
Like which is fine. It might come across to someone a little bit forced, but I think now in this day and age, it's good to just go, look, these people, and they're all here, and everyone is depicted positively. There's no...
And I think that is a reflection of the audience he's trying to go for.
Yeah, exactly. This is meant for young people. I know I'm somewhat older, but like...
And I'm just old as fuck.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, we can't all be the Crypt Keeper, can we?
No.
But I just thought it was a nice depiction for a young gay person, or whichever of the alphabet soup you are. You know what I mean? I'm allowed to say that.
Good, because I was going to start saying LGBT, STU, VWXYZ.
Right. Whichever one you are, you can sit. You'll get cancelled.
I'll get cancelled for that. 100%.
Whichever one you are, you can see yourself represented in a positive light, and that is just occasionally refreshing to see.
I agree, and you know, and again, like you're saying, a lot of shows that depict gay lifestyle, it's, you know, it's kind of, it has to be ultra realistic.
Yeah, and almost like, I'm not saying it is that, but sometimes when you watch these things, it's almost like a warning not to be like that, or, oh, isn't it sad?
That's an interesting thing.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this isn't like that. And I have to say,
it's very sweet.
Whether it's your thing or not, it's well paced, it's well written, the dialogue is good, the visual style I thought was very unique and of its own.
Very naturalistic.
But then also infused with this bright and colourful... It does introduce
the comic book aesthetic with those little, little almost hand-drawn...
So even if it's not really your thing, I think someone would be hard-pressed to look at that and think that effort has not gone into it. Quite a lot of effort has gone into it, and that they approached the writing with sensitivity and care, and I appreciate that, and I'm always going to say that I appreciate it when they've approached something where, how can we depict this in the best way possible, as opposed to how can we make a shock jock.
Yeah, again, I think that the style of it, and I mean, for me, it's almost it's very sweet. You know, I have said that. And again, you know, there isn't any... You don't have to always do this ultra-realistic, hard-hitting, you know, depiction of a gay person's lifestyle. And again, but one thing that I said to you straight away when I'd watched a few... I only watched, like, the last 3 episodes. I felt that the one thing that I was like, oh, bloody hell, here we go. Where the main character, why did they have to make him bisexual? Because then it's like, we've captured that now as well. Instead of just saying, I like men...
No, I know. And I'm like,
but and I understand why, but it just things, you know, like that. I'm just if you're gay and you like a guy, then that's fine.
Yeah, but I don't think it was that. Like, bisexual people do actually exist. I know. You know what I mean? Like, they are a real thing. So
but it's like, oh, we've ticked that box now as well.
No, I think you're being deeply cynical about it. There's nothing wrong with him being bisexual.
No, not at all. Well, I just thought...
Do you know?
For me,
I'm like... what I mean? It's not that. I think it's more... They genuinely wanted to... They did want to take that... Well, they did, but that's the reason why...
I'm not being critical about it.
That's the reason why it's pretty decent. You know what I mean? Because that's another thing. Like I can speak as a gay man of all the way that media depicts us. Bisexual people have nothing. They don't exist in media. You're either gay or you're not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, you know what I mean? No, I don't really agree. Yes, they wanted to tick that box because it's important to tick that box.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not deep. It's not dramatic.
It's not deep, but it has... What it has to say, I think, is it'll be all right. You'll be all right. You've got get your friends, find people who love you, talk to them about it.
Mate. And it's important
for young people, I think it's a very nice message to have.
I think they're aiming between like ages 11, 12 to maybe 15, 16.
Yeah, for teenagers. This. And it is very teenagery. And that's another thing. I love that they actually cast teenagers to play it. They're not fucking 28.
I want a proper trans person as well. It's not.
They're not fucking about with it.
Oh, by the way, she's in the new Doctor Who.
She is in the new Doctor Who.
As the companion.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
It will be interesting.
From Manchester.
Because I thought she was quite good. She was a good character in the show. Okay. So anyway,
they're making another 2 seasons, apparently.
They will, because there are quite a number of graphic novels now. There's a fair few of them.
Yeah, there's a few. I've seen them in the shop.
So, look, and it's been a big success, and the gay community and the gay community have taken it in. We like it. You know what I mean? It's nice to see.
Have you read anything online about it? If it's getting positive, like
really positive.
Is it?
Really, 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 really positive.
Not my thing.
No, I'm not sure.
That makes it sound like I'm a fucking.
No, I know,
but I'm not. It's just in terms of a dramatic thing. Not my thing, mate.
Yeah, but I really took to it, and I think a lot of it, I was just going to say normal people. God, I might be part of the problem.
Wow.
A lot of like straight people who don't necessarily have that, have taken to but a lot of those have taken to it as well. But also the gay community has taken to it, and we've taken to it very well, because we need it. It's nice to see more. Maybe you could.
Represents it in a more, that
you could.
It's
for
a positive
future series, you could maybe have a bit more pathos, have a bit more darker things
as they get a little bit
older, and also like they've had like this is them getting together. It's all very well and sweet and nice because they're falling in love with each other. What you've got to do now is somehow show. What about they have a rocky moment? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so. Okay, I think that's a good start. So, to give it a rating, I really enjoyed it. I don't want to overpraise it simply because of what it means to my community. So I'm going to give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 now because I recognise the criticism, not the criticism, but the observation that it's not terribly substantial in terms of plot. It's a little shallow.
Yes.
Right? I recognise that. But I don't think they were trying to make it 2D.
No, clearly not.
And also, it was your setup.
Again, it's coming from a place of a visual medium anyway, isn't it?
So I think, for me, a 7 is very, very fair because I very much enjoyed it. If I went for just how I've taken to it, I'd give it an 8. But we're talking about it as a piece of media. I think a 7 is very fair. Now I've waxed lyrical about the little gays being depicted well. What did you watch?
Gays are welcome.
Yeah,
gays are welcome.
What did you watch? Like, what else have you done?
I've watched Morbius.
Oh, well.
So, Morbius, which is part of this Sony Marvel Cinematic Universe. Whatever they fucking call it.
It's Sony's Granny Annex that they're trying to build onto the side of Disney's MCU.
Yeah.
Can we play occasionally? Please, we need the money. Can we just live here? Can we be connected? No, never have them in the same film, God no, but like...
So this follows on from...
Please.
Can you roll me on?
But anyway, so this is basically Sony's attempt to make a big thing, but without Disney holding their hand.
Yeah, without Spider-Man, basically.
Yeah, without Spider-man.
So this follows on from the couple of Venom films that I've already...
Shit, I can't say
absolute dog shit. Really, really bad. Couple of really bad films there, guys. And this doesn't get much better. It's not as bad as Venom 2.
Right, but I haven't watched it yet, guys. This is Chris's pick. But, like, it's a low bar. If you're saying really it's low. Managed to leap over, like, Venom 2, that's kind of like saying a grown man managed to step over a pebble, isn't it, really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like...
Today I didn't fall over.
Yeah,
well done, you.
Today I didn't manage to smash my giant Sony face onto the fucking pebbles. That's exactly what you're saying. Well done, Sony, for doing the bare minimum.
I'm not getting away with it.
Yeah.
So,
go on then.
Morbius, if you've seen the trailers, guys, now, you've obviously seen it's Jared Leto plays Morbius.
And just on the trailer, it looks like dog shit from the trailer. Sorry.
It's better than the trailers make it.
Again,
but that's not saying a lot.
Wow.
When I say better, that's not praise.
Any film should be better than the trailer. We've had this discussion before. TV film studios don't know how to make trailers anymore. They absolutely don't. They either totally give the game away, or it's a totally different film.
Oh, you're like,
what is it? What is it?
It doesn't say anything.
I don't need to watch it now.
Yeah,
Thank you. Seen it.
Yeah, but pretty much there isn't anything more interesting in the actual main film than there is in the trailers. Basically.
So we were discussing before. Jared Leto, he's playing he's Morbius.
He is, yeah. He's the doctor dude that injects himself because he's got this fucking disease. No.
See, I've never rated him as.
Well, that's an interesting thing. He's one of them actors that seem to get. It's like that Ryan Gosling.
Oh, I don't mind Ryan Gosling as that.
I always thought actors like that. I'm like, where do you get your praise from? I don't see it.
He gets his praise for being pretty, even though I don't fancy Jared Leto either. Like he ain't all that. Like,
no,
you know what I mean.
And he's his band's shit.
Yeah,
as well.
And you were in dog
30
shit.
seconds of shit.
Yeah, you're a meh actor in dog shit band. Like, just go away now.
Fuck off.
Go away.
Oh, he's in House of Gucci as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, people keep paying him to be in films.
Don't make sense. So anyway, Morbius.
Yeah, go on.
About this scientist.
Yeah.
Who's got this degenerative disease, and he creates a serum that he thinks will, because he finds this serum in bats.
Create them from bats.
From that bat.
Do you know?
A bat.
I've said this nearly every time that someone's brought up Morbius. You can tell why this film kept getting delayed. He gets it from a bat.
He don't get bit. He engineers a serum.
However he does it, but all these things keep happening because of essentially a bat. In the world of COVID, that's going to be your big sell, is it? It's no wonder they kept delaying that one.
Yeah, let's wait.
Let's wait.
They held it back for a while.
Yeah.
And you can't see any improvements they made. They just went, we'll just put it on the shelf until we're releasing it, and we're not going to touch it. We spent enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're on a budget, don't forget.
Yeah.
So he creates this serum, and you find out actually that he has a brother who's got the same thing.
Matt Smith.
He was Doctor Who.
Well, the Doctor. But
Anyway, he injects himself with this thing, finds out that he has a thirst for blood. He tries to...
Well, it turns into a vampire. And
he figures out that this blood substitute will only sustain him for... It's getting has him less and less effect, so he doesn't have to kill.
Right. Okay.
Excuse me, guys. And that's his aim. He's like, I need to find something where I don't have to kill. And anyway, Matt Smith learns that he's took this serum and it improves his health, but it also gives him this. It makes him fine and super strength.
Yeah.
And then Matt Smith's like, oh, I want a bit of that. And then obviously he takes it, and then he becomes the bad guy.
Yeah, he takes.
So I'm saying that Morbius kind of plays a hero. Almost he's not even trying anti-hero. He's like, oh, he's gonna beat his brother because his brother's bad, and he's got
just a good guy.
He's just a good guy. Yeah.
Then what is the point of having a vampire if you're not going to go for an anti-hero? What's the point?
And I can't really say much more about the film, mate, because it isn't that great. It's not great.
It's just one of them
It isn't great.
What I think about it is why are you bothering? Sorry,
I know.
Why are you bothering?
I know. There's more to come.
Just go to Disney.
There's more to come.
Here's what I think. Just go to Disney. Say, listen, you can just have them all. All, and pay us a wedge.
Yeah.
Like a wedge.
Yeah.
And Disney will do it. They'll just be like, do you want that? Yeah.
Well, there's 100%. more. They're planning on making more films. It's because Spider-Man villains without Spider-Man in it.
Yeah. But it's because of the unexpected well, not unexpected, but it's because of the big success of the Spider-Man franchise.
Number 3, one of the biggest films ever.
No, I know, but here's the thing: they managed to do that. Well, mostly because it's connected to the MCU and it's got Tom Holland in it. I've said it before, and I'm just going to try and not talk about how the fact that I kind of fancy him. I don't care. I know he's a bit twinky, but I do.
That's fine.
Right. He's a charismatic young actor, and he's quite. He's a good. He's good actor. He's quite good young actor. Like, he's got a lot to learn, but he's quite good young actor. That's what's carrying them, essentially. So, but even so, that's where Disney holding his hand. That's Kevin Feige fucking walking Sony through it. What you do is you essentially build a plot around a central character. That's what you need to do.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no. Don't do what he's telling us to do.
Yeah, and this seems they're trying to do what the DC universe failed to do. They're trying to reverse engineer what Disney managed to do. Or Marvel
and they just kind of gone, we know we're not that great, but we're just going to keep going.
The thing is that Marvel planned it, but only in the loosest. Marvel make a good film that stands on its own as a good film. You don't. It's a myth when people say you need to have watched 12 other films. And I used to make that argument, but it's a myth. You don't have to actually. It's just fun for fans to try and pick up all of this stuff that
and everything is all connected, isn't it, in the Marvel universe?
They're trying to reverse engineer that. They're trying to essentially make a film that will set up the next one, whereas Marvel don't actually do that. They make a film and at the end they'll go, and next time, and the MCU.
Well, they do in this one because obviously these Sony are actively making more films involving characters from the Spider-Man comics. We've had 2 Venoms, we've had Morbius, the next one's going to be Kraven the Hunter, which is a really big character that's never been shown on screen, and then Madam Web, which is even more a bit left field in terms of...
Aren't they just Spider-Man's B characters, ancillary characters?
Well, the supporting cast, pretty much, without... So, spoiler guys, these two post-credit scenes in this.
You know, they could have Spider-Man. Like, legally, they could have Spider-Man. It just couldn't be Tom Holland.
Yeah.
They could have Spider-Man at any time. Like, Sony literally own the character. They can do it. It's Disney who have rented the damn guy. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. They've rented it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yeah.
So they can have a Spider-Man quite easily. Yeah, go Tom Holland as your rent boy. Okay. Anyway. Come on. Yeah.
So
you've thrown me right off my train of thought there with that one. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So the 2 post-credit scenes in this involve the Vulture, Michael Keaton's character from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yippee.
Who has a brief meeting because it references what happens in the last Spider-Man film. You know, when he's ripping the multiverse, Doctor Strange in the sky. That happens at the end.
They're probably essentially saying that this happens in one of the universes that's not.
Yeah.
One of the ones, probably Tobey Maguire's universe.
We'll see.
Mebs.
And it literally, Vulture says, it's got something to do with Spider-Man, and I've got a proposition. I think that a few of us, like me and you, and he's speaking to Morbius, he says, I think a few of us should get together. It might be interesting. And Morbius is like, oh, I'm listening. Bang. You're like, so it's referenced Spider-Man directly now. Directly.
But they can have, like I say, they can have Spider-Man.
And at the end of the last Spider-Man, it's that little Venom scene as well, where it's a similar thing.
Yeah, and then he fluffs
the multiverse, like he just appears and disappears.
I haven't got the energy to watch.
This is why I want to see Doctor Strange.
I haven't got the energy to watch Marvel's bastard children run off it, and that's what they are.
That's what's happening.
Do you know what I mean?
And they can't. Sony cannot make a decent film apart from Ghostbusters Afterlife without shitting a brick. They can't do it.
No, I know. They're just
clutching the worst
studio to make films.
But anyway, Morbius, better than the Venoms, but still not good. So I'm gonna give it a 5. Because it's not great. It's not great. And anyone that comes out of that film going, what a good film, fucking wrong.
Yeah.
What the fuck have you just seen?
I mean, so a 5 is just, that's a film.
That's a film, yeah.
That's a film.
It hasn't got anything interesting or going for it, and it's not the worst thing of it. It's not as bad as Venom 2.
I have to say, even from the trailers, like, I'm not interested in watching it. I might watch it.
You're not missing anything, Mark. You are not missing anything.
But it looks boring, and I don't...
Nothing much happens in it.
Yeah, I'm like...
Literally nothing much happens in it.
It looks like there'll be a lot of events, but very little happenings.
Not even a lot of events, mate. It's just a Even the last fight at the end is not like a big fight. It's like he uses bats to throw Matt Smith like on the ground, and then he literally walks over and stabs him with this serum that he's created to like kill this gene.
Yeah.
Bang! That's it. Oh, and his missus gets killed by Matt Smith, some doctor dude who helps him make the serum.
Oh, okay.
And that is it. That's all that fucking happens in the film, Mark. That is it.
Yeah, so...
Oh, and there's 2 coppers that are going round trying to... Who's doing these killings? Who's doing these killings? It's like vampires killing all these. Mm-hmm. Crap.
Mm. Right, so...
Should we move on now? Should we move on from the shite that's Morbius? What's something else that you watched?
I ended up watching, because it come out recently. I haven't watched all of them yet, because I think there's 4 or 5 episodes of it now, but I've definitely watched 2, which is Kenobi.
The Disney Plus thing?
The Disney Plus...
Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show.
You'll have heard of it, guys, I'm sure. Star Wars.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, Star Wars? Wars on the stars? Shit. Like, shit. No, Star Wars is not shit. Just in case anyone are literal fuckers who can't know when we're
When
joking,
you say Star Wars isn't shit...
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Star Wars
statement.
isn't shit. Like...
A New Hope.
A New Hope isn't shit.
No, A New Hope isn't shit. But when you say Star Wars, you're talking about the universe of
the
things.
universe isn't shit. It's good universe.
Yeah, there's been a whole lot of hit and misses. Anyway, go on, carry on. Obi-Wan. Is it called Kenobi? Is it called Kenobi?
I don't know.
What's it called?
I've been calling it Kenobi, but actually I think it might be called Obi-Wan Kenobi. Actually, no. I'm calling it Kenobi.
Kenobi, we'll just call him Kenobi.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know.
Ben. We were watching Ben.
Ben.
Yeah.
The rat.
Yeah. Right. Here's the thing.
What are you eating?
Chewy.
Oh.
It's first 2 episodes.
You chewing while we're recording a show?
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I'd go so far as to say it's good.
Okay. What's the plot?
Well, here's my first negative. So, again, only 2 episodes, so I don't know where it's going to go. Essentially, Princess Leia gets kidnapped by bounty hunters.
While she's a baby.
While she's a kid. She's about 8.
Oh, right, okay.
Maybe not that old. Maybe 6,
okay.
5, 6.
Right,
I don't know.
Okay.
And Bail Organa, her dad. Oh, one thing I like, though, we see Alderaan. You never see Alderaan in anything. You actually see what it looks like, and you see what buildings look like, and I like that, because Alderaan normally gets, like, blown up, and you never see what Alderaan looks like.
Yeah, you don't see it until it's blowing up.
Yeah, exactly. So you see what Alderaan looks like, and I quite liked that.
Okay. Was it worth the wait?
I liked it.
Okay.
Well, anyway, Obi-Wan's chilling out on Tatooine, as we know, because he's watching Luke.
Yeah. On the farm.
And he's having a bit of a to-do with Owen, Uncle Owen.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because Uncle Owen don't like him, and Obi-Wan is essentially saying, like, he should be trained, and Owen's like, no. So that's that subplot. And basically the large world is, they've got these, they're not Sith, they're like Inquisitors, they're hunting for Jedi. They're basically, what it seemed like, Jedi who turn to the dark side. They have some level of Force training, and they hunt for Jedi, and all the Jedi are on the run, and it's been about 10, in fact, it has been 10 years, so Princess Leia is 10.
Since Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah, it has been, they expressly say 10 years. And so what happens? Princess Leia gets kidnapped by bounty hunters, and Bail Organa, that's her father, her adoptive father, goes to Obi-Wan Kenobi and says,
You're our only hope.
You're our only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Brilliant. And he, after a bit of reluctance, goes, okay then. And here's what kind of annoys me about it. For one...
Come on.
Now, I haven't watched The Mandalorian, but isn't essentially rescuing and taking a kid being chased?
Mandalorian is great.
I'm sure it is.
And you've not even seen any of it?
Yeah,
it's great, mate.
I'm sure it is, but...
Really good.
I've been on a bit of a Star Wars detox.
You have.
I've been like, I don't really want it. It's too much in the sense of, give me a chance to miss it. Give me a chance to miss it.
They're doing what they're doing. They're doing it with the TV show like they did with the films. It's just hammering it now.
You're hammering it now. Give me a chance to miss it, but I thought I'd give this a chance, and I think I've maybe been a bit too early. I still haven't quite missed it.
Fair.
Right. But isn't that essentially the plot of Mandalorian, where he has to rescue and to keep...
He gets hired to find the child, which is Grogu.
Yeah,
he's essentially a Yoda.
Safe. And I'm like, are you really doing that again? He's got to go and rescue the little girl and keep her safe from all the... didn't we just... I mean... Meh.
The problem is with something like that, when you're telling a story in a specific time period with a character, we know previous and we know what happens after.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know, but you can write a midquel without it necessarily just being... Yeah, well, I suppose it's what it is.
Come on.
Yeah.
100% we're having that. A midquel, we'll have that. That's new.
You can write a midquel without... That still has stakes. And I suppose it does have stakes, but it's still a little bit like, haven't we done this? Haven't you done this?
Yeah.
Can't you think of anything more interesting to happen? What if, I don't know, just off top of my head, a massive fucking army of Tusken Raiders takes over a village, and that's where Luke is, and Obi-Wan's got to, try and infiltrate that, and, I don't know, the Empire gets wind of it, and now they've got to keep a low profile. Set it on Tatooine, set something there, rather than, but Obi-Wan's got to go find Princess Leia. And I'm not being funny at Bail Organa. Wasn't this the fucking deal that we came to at the end? My wife and I have always wanted a daughter.
There you go.
All right, well, you look after her, and I'll go and I'll take him to Tatooine, and I will watch over them. Was that not the deal? If I were Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'd be like, hang on, we had an agreement here. You watch that one, I'll watch this one. I can't go fucking... fannying about.
You want me to leave the one I'm looking after go chase after the one you fucking lost?
Yeah, we'll leave it because you can't keep track of a 10-year-old child. I'm sorry. I know I've got alt Jedi training and all that. But are you not literally the king of Alderaan? Do you not have vascular... You're the king of a planet!
Yeah.
Send some... Have you not... Send the army!
Yeah.
They even said in the thing... Princess Leia even says, as a 10-year-old, did my dad not send the army? Why hasn't he sent the army? It's the king! You know what I mean? No, we'll go and find the one Jedi that I know, who, by the way, has got some pretty serious responsibilities watching the only fucking Skywalker on Tatooine. Yeah. And by the way, on Tatooine, the fucking Inquisitors are there on Tatooine as well. What?
Do the bounty hunters know who the child is, though?
Well, I think so, but no, they don't.
You maybe have to watch more.
I maybe have to. Well, I'm not sure. They kidnap them because she's Bail Organa's child.
Because it's a rich kid.
Well, no, because they want to flush out Obi-Wan, right? But I think that they think that it's just because Bail Organa and Obi-Wan are friends that Bail will go to Obi-Wan. I don't think
that hiding.
Yeah, I don't think they know that she's a Skywalker.
Okay.
I think they just know that they have a connection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'll have to watch more.
So what do you think of it so far?
I'm kind of disappointed. I'm intrigued. I'll watch the rest. Ewan McGregor's good in it, but he's lost the voice. He can't do the voice anymore. He sounds like an American.
Oh, God.
Well, he don't, but he starts to go into American. I know he's Scottish before you all writing like he's Scottish, not America. I know, but he's lived in America for fuck knows how long. He occasionally has Americanisms, whereas in the prequels he puts on a very clipped Englishman's accent.
He does.
In vague imitation of Alec Guinness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I'm kind of... And it chops along at a fucking pace, them 2 episodes.
I think there's only 6 episodes, they've only done 6.
So that'd be why, I guess.
Bish, bash, bosh, done.
I'm going to give it a 6 for the 2 episodes. Like, it's good, and they've got that Disney money, and Star Wars films almost always look...
Really good.
Really good.
Yeah. The production's really good.
Like, they throw the money at Star Wars, and they always... But I'm just like, I think maybe I've come at it a bit too early for me detox from it.
Not ready.
I'm just not ready. Because I think with Star Wars, the important thing is you've got to miss it for a bit. You've hammered it now. Yeah. It's Star Wars, it's not the MCU. Yeah. It's a different thing. Don't hammer us.
Are you going to continue to watch it?
Yeah. I'll carry on watching it, so I'll give it a 6.
A 6 so far?
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm in and I'm just going to... Because again, let's judge it on what you've seen so far.
Yeah.
You might get to the end and go, it got better. It just got
2 episodes in, I'm disappointed a bit.
Yeah.
But, so what have you watched?
Another thing that I watched is Stranger Things, the return of Stranger Things. Stranger Things Season 4, Part 1, the first 7 episodes of Season 4. The last 2 are due out the 1st of July. Great.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to Vault Viewers.
No, great. Literally, this season it ups the stakes. It's It's gone international. These characters are in other countries. The vibe is very horror. Even Robert Englund's in it, and there's these hints of.
All right.
There's very much hints at Nightmare on Elm Street-y type sounds and
I'm going to say something that will shock our viewers. I think. I've never seen Stranger Things, and I think it'd be right up my street.
Mate,
I don't know why.
And this one is the most mature season yet. It's got the most character development. It's for me. And they've already said season 5 is going to be the last one.
Right.
And this one, the production's there, mate. The cast are really, really good. Like I said, you've got characters in other countries that it follows. So basically, a quick rundown. The end of season 3, the kids saved the world, but Hopper, who's like one of the main characters in it, he apparently dies. Shock horror. Hopper's not dead. He's just in Russia, and literally. There's a couple of characters that travel to Russia to try and find him. He's locked up at this in this Russian prison, and the kids are split into 2 groups. Some of them have moved to California, some of them have stayed in where they are, and it's about everybody on their own journey, and it follows the groups. And again, it's the darkest in terms of tone, the darkest in terms of horror. It's very horror heavy this season. You do see a lot of, I wouldn't say gore, but it's the most dark in terms of visual depictions. It gets
to that,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. So anyone that is into this show should enjoy this season 4. And again, I'm really looking forward to each episode's pretty long as well. There's no episode shorter than an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh wow,
some of them go an hour and a half. I know,
that's long for a TV
It says the last 2 episodes, 7, 8, and 9.
I mean, hour and a half. That's a film.
I know.
It's a film,
mate. Episode 8 is going to be an hour and a half, and the final episode is on for 2.5 hours.
Fuck off.
2.5 hours.
That's too long 100%. For a TV show.
Mate, they've already released the run times of them. They already released the run times.
Well, it's not a TV show. They're a series of films then. Sorry.
Pretty much. But it's got that scope, mate. It's got that scope. Mate, Stranger Things. Get on it. It's great.
I know.
The 80s nostalgia as well. It's just 80s heavy.
I feel like I need to get to a point where
you've got to do
I can watch it.
You've got
for the simple fact, I don't like it when people hammer me with it.
Mark,
and I'm like,
trust me, it's one of them where it deserves it.
Okay.
So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
Oh wow, high praise.
Because Stranger Things is mega and you need to get on it.
Okay.
8 out of 10, yeah. So that's what we've watched recently, guys.
Yeah, there's 6 things that we've watched. If you've watched any of them, come and talk to us about it.
Give us your reviews.
Unless you think Morbius was the best thing, or
Wrong.
or you thought Cinderella was, quite frankly, the best musical you've ever seen. At which point you are emphatically wrong, madam.
But anyway, give us feedback. Let us know.
Give us feedback. So, I think we'll wrap up there. So
it's a good place to leave it, guys. So, thanks for joining us again on the show. Really enjoyed your company. I hope you enjoyed it. Get us on the socials, and it's a goodbye from me.
And me. Bye. In a bit, Skip.